Hey there, guys. We should be getting the Final Fantasy 1 event sometime in December for Global. If not, we'll get it eventually. And the series boss battle for Final Fantasy 1 is Chaos. So I'm going to be showing a preview video. This series boss battle is much easier than the previous ones we've had, like Kefka and Emperor. And I do have a video of my first JP clear. You can see how easy it was. But I'm going to be going for another clear, a little bit cleaner, hopefully. And I don't have any DPS that are kind of on the proper level of Global. And I don't want to use Bartz again, so we're going to use Kadaj. He's about the same power level as Eric on Global. So this is kind of relatable. He's a little bit stronger than Eric, but not by that much. We're going to use Warrior of Light for Passive Provoke with Death Immunity. He's also got Dual Cast to help out in healing. Warrior of Light will obviously be out by the time this fight comes, because it's his series boss battle. We're going to use Fina for healing. She can do resistance buffs as well, because Chaos uses plenty of elemental attacks. We're going to use Charlotte for a mitigation. She's going to be on Lakshmi for stop immunity. Other than that, she's just going to be having lots of elemental resist for covering. We're going to use Elephant for breaking. Now you can use things like Edgar, Locke, Mastermind Zahn. You can use any breaker you want. I'm using Elephant because she's pretty close to Global's power level. A little bit better because she does buffs, but she's close. And I'm going to use Kadaj. He's, like I said, he's about the same power level as Eric on Global, so it's pretty similar. I gave him some Human Killer. He's got low defenses because I'm not stat potting mine. Same thing for Scones, Kadaj. A little bit less hit points than mine, but got some good Human Killer, some decent attack. We're going to give it a go. So this fight is a little bit... It's very easy if you can do it in 10 turns or less. If you take more than 10 turns, it does get harder. Alright, so we're going to start off by breaking the boss's attack and magic. We're going to cover physical with Warrior of Light, because it also gives us a mitigation buff. We're going to do stop immunity on turn 1. Kadaj is going to do his cooldowns just to get his power-ups going. And Fina is going to give us a AoE re-raise and a limit fill. Now the boss uses some fixed single target attacks that are relatively weak hitting, but they do apply Stop, Petrify, and Paralyze. So the team is immune to Stop because of Lakshmi. And it looks like he chose to hit Warrior of Light with the random target attack. That was just lucky. It actually ignores Provoke. Alright, so now we're going to have Kadaj do Imbue Darkness, and we're going to go ahead and do a Imperil and a Mod boost. The other Kadaj will Imbue Darkness with Imperil and Mod boost. We'll go ahead and chain that up. This is again just set up. We'll be doing real damage next turn. We'll do a mana regen with Elephim. Warrior of Light will give physical mitigation. We didn't quite fill up Charlotte, so we'll see if we can fill her up with Fina. A little bit short, but that's fine. We still got mitigation from Warrior of Light. We're gonna go ahead and cover magic with Charlotte. There's the fixed attack that ignores Provoke. It hit Fina that round. It would have applied Stop and Stop, Paralyze, and Petrify. Can't get my elements correct. But because she's immune, we've got Stop Immunity buff, it's fine. We'll go ahead and refresh Stop Immunity. Now we're going to triple cast the Good Chain with Kadaj. This is like his burst turn, so it's going to do really good damage, hopefully. Yeah, as you see, this boss is very easy. And to be fair, Kadaj is like a more powerful unit than Eric by a little bit, but it is still on Global's relative power level. When this comes to Global, probably in 3 weeks if I had to guess, it'll be even easier. Because, Power Creep just keeps moving along. So here's the boss's charge up. Okay, so he hit Kadaj with the fixed attack that turn. And as you see, it paralyzed Kadaj, because my Kadaj is not immune to paralyze. I can just cure it, no big deal. I didn't feel like wasting the gear to make him immune. All right, so here's the boss. The boss does every now and then. You're gonna have to get rid of that buff. So we're going to dispel the boss, And we'll Isunaga to cure that paralyze. We'll break the boss again. Alright. We need to imperil because we dispelled him, so we'll imperil and then just chain twice. Yeah. The Frank can just chain 3 times. So let's go ahead and do our chains. Alright, so we're getting the boss pretty close to dead. Now I mentioned how you need to do the boss in 10 turns or less. On turn 10 he powers up, and on turn 11 he'll do an AoE mana drain and a big nuke. And it gets a lot harder after 10 turns. But as you can see, like, it's not hard to kill this guy in just a few turns. You know, you can bring like King Rain. King Rain will do this in 5 turns easily, 5-6 turns. You can bring Barch does it in like 10 turns, but you gotta power up first because of that. There's the death that I mentioned, the single target death. There's the random target attack you can't stop. He does more magic attacks the lower in health he gets, as you see, recovering a bunch. And he picked up my Kadaj with that fixed attack, and my Kadaj has no stat pods, so his defenses are pretty low. But it's fine. Alright, so I'll go ahead and use Warrior's Light to cure the Paralyzed this time. I'm going to have Fina refresh resistance buffs, and we'll do a heal over time. At this point, Kadaj's cooldowns have worn off, so we could redo his cooldowns. You know, let's do that. Actually, I just used the wrong skill. Those are the right cooldowns. Yeah, let's do Kadaj's cooldown so we can see the fight a few more turns in action. Like, we obviously would have killed the boss, you know, right there, but whatever. Let's refresh stop immunity. We'll kill him next turn, probably. So there's the imperils. The boss does a bunch of imperils that keep stacking up over and over and over. I should have mentioned this previously. My magic tank has really high resist across the board, and I've also got Fina's resist all buff, so even though the boss is using like 70% imperils, we're still basically immune to all the magic. Yeah, as I mentioned, this guy has no comparison to like Kefka or Emperor. Those are so much more challenging than this dude. This dude is a total joke. So, you know, like Kadaj is powerful. This team is pretty good. I've got Warrior Blight and all. But, alright, so we'll kill him next turn, so that's fine. I'll go ahead and Fenrir just for the Mirage. Do a buff. Do a physical mitigation. Fina will do, like, we're not going to die here, so it's whatever. But we'll do a heal over time. And AoE re-raise, just in case the boss goes crazy or something. He's not going to. Yeah, as long as you kill the guy in 10 turns, there's almost no risk to your team. Oh, he healed. What a jerk. Yeah, so total free win. Just bring some DPS, kill him in 10 turns, and you're good. Now, if you can't kill him in 10 turns, like I said, on turn 10, he's going to charge up, and then on turn 11, he'll drain all your mana, and then he'll start using really powerful attacks. Because he gets like buffs you can't remove on turn 10. Alright, you're dead. Yeah, but if you can do it in 10 turns, total free win. You know, Kadaj is a free unit. He's about on Eric's power. If we'd used a weaker unit, like let's say, like Radiant Lightning or Bark or something, it would have taken probably 9 turns. I did it on my first JP clear, I think, in 11 turns. I killed him on turn 11 when he did the mana drain. And it was still super easy. My gear was really bad back then. And that's with Barch. We had to spend 4 turns just wasted at the beginning of the fight. Anyway, there we go. There's the Chaos Series boss battle. It's a super easy fight. Maybe Global will buff it and it'll be more interesting. Probably not, though. We'll see. See you guys next time.